Hey baseball fans, how's it going? Hayden here. And in today's video, I'll be going over the top 5 prospects in the New York Mets system. So let's stop wasting any more time and let's dive right into it. Starting off our video, we have the recent draftee in 19-year-old shortstop Jett Williams, who was drafted as the 14th pick in the first round of the 2022 MLB draft. At only 5'8", Williams might be the smallest player in the MLB draft, where, as stated, 5'8", 175 pounds. However, the doubters of Williams has only made him become more of an aggressive player. Williams made the Rockwell Heath High School varsity baseball team as a freshman and helped lead them to the state championships in virtually every season that he played for the Hawks. In his junior and senior years, arguably the most important years for a high school player, he hit .347 with 5 home runs, 15 stolen bases, and .411 with 7 home runs and 24 stolen bases. At the plate, Williams has a very quiet setup. He stands square at the plate, holding his hands low and his bat perpendicular to the ground. He strides to the ball using a light leg kick, holding his hands back. He possesses plus bat speed, resulting in exit velocity that has been registered in the mid-90s, producing deep line drives with spraying the ball all around the field. Williams also has great eyes and hands, allowing him to lay off bad pitches and put good wood on both premium velocity and advanced spin. Defensively, he's also been a good guy that stood out there as a top-tier defender. Speed works to his advantage big time on the field. As stated, he has quick hands and good arm speed at the left side of the infield. Williams played 10 games in 2022 in rookie ball, so those are small numbers to take advantage of, to judge, small sample size, but he looked like a guy who showed future, showed talent. Possible ETA for Williams is 2026. Coming in at number 4 in today's video, we have the 19-year-old outfielder Alex Ramirez. Ramirez was drafted by the Mets in 2019 in the international draft. The outfielder has been moved about as aggressively as a player in a signing that could, going from instructional league play in 2020 straight to low-A St. Lucie as an 18-year-old in 2021. Ramirez went on to hit .258, .326, and .384, all in St. Lucie. He started 2022 in the same place, but only got better, where he had a slash line of .281, .359, and .443, which gave him the call up to high A, where his talent continued with him. He posted a slash line at .278, .329, and .427. His power did go up a tad as any player jumping from low A to high A, and their numbers are going to need time to acclimate. He has a large projectable frame with big upside and ability to stick in center. Ramirez has a long swing and long limbs, so he will be prone to swinging and missing, but the ball jumps off his bat when he connects. Ramirez has a chance at 5 average or better tools, but the power will need to be a standout tool. Ramirez is an above average to plus runner right now, one who is willing to use those wheels to good in center field and on the base paths. Ramirez has been a long-awaited prospect to break out in the minor leagues and has recently been ranked in MLB's top 100, where he was number 85. A possible ETA for him is 2024. Coming on to our number 3 guy on today's video, we have another new draftee, a new face to the New York Mets farm system in catcher Kevin Parada. Parada, age 21, was drafted 11th by the New York Mets in the first round of the 2022 MLB draft right out of Georgia Tech. Parada was one of the best high school and college catchers out there when the Mets picked him up. His defense drew some mixed reviews during his college debut, but his bat earned praise throughout his school career. And, of course, his ability for the long ball, which led the Mets to take a liking in him. Parada doesn't try to do much at the plate, keeping his right-handed swing under control and makes contact to result in line drives, spreading the ball all over the field. The right-hander is able to make hard contact against velocity and spin rates, and uses the entire field as stated before. He could hit for some power to all fields and did not sell his approach for power, as his chase and strikeout rate actually fell between his freshman and sophomore years in college. Parada is capable of being a 20 to 25 home run guy with a pretty good high average. Most scouts believe that Parada is a fringy backstop currently with room to improve. His biggest deficiency behind the plate is his arm strength and accuracy. He also needs more experience with game calling and pitcher management, but that is criticism that could be applied to pretty much any young catcher. Parada posted great stats in rookie ball this past 2022 season. He had a slash line at 273, 429, and 455 with an OPS of 884, and made the jump to low A, where he posted 276, 463, 414, and an OPS of 877. Parada should spend a nice amount of time in 2023 in High A Brooklyn. Possible ETA for him is 2025. Our number 2 prospect on today's video is a pretty well-known name in Brett Beatty. The now 23-year-old was drafted at the age of 19 in 2019 in the MLB draft. Beatty is the one of few prospects who really worked his way up through the Mets farm system chain quickly, as Beatty played in rookie ball in all of 2019, both single and double A in 2021, showing that 2020 had no issues with him at a professional level. Then in 2022, started off the year in Double-A and made the massive jump to Triple-A in the summer, where he put up massive numbers, including a 362 average, a 462 OBP, and a 826 OPS. The biggest step in the minor leagues for players is the performance in jumping from Double-A to Triple-A, and Beatty showed that clearly was not an issue whatsoever. Beatty did make his MLB debut in a very small sample size in early September when Eduardo Escobar got sidelined with an injury. The Mets were desperate. They called up Brett Beatty. Small sample size as he only played in 11 games, so you have to take his numbers with a grain of salt. But he did homer in his first ever at-bat, so that's kind of cool to think of. But what makes Brett Beatty the real deal? Beatty is a known contact hitter as he typically puts his ground balls and line drives while spraying his fly balls to all fields, but typically the opposite field. Beatty is a great opposite field hitter and is capable of beating the shift. He is also capable of putting on a power show during batting practice, where he delivers big league-style exit velocity to the right side of the field. A 50-plus percentage ground ball rate has kept him from making the most of his strengths, but there's plenty of hope that more upper-level experience could iron out those issues. Beatty's plate discipline has gotten much better over the years and has become more of a contacted-oriented hitter. Beatty is more than capable of working out a walk and making the pitcher really work on the mound. Defensively, Beatty is a nice guy who is only improving on the field. He has good footwork, solid hands, average range, and a great arm where he clocked out at 90 miles per hour plus from third base. Beatty has a nice future with the Mets down the line. I would not be surprised if Brett Beatty does make the MLB roster coming 2023 spring. We will just have to wait and see. And to finish things off, we have the number 1 prospect, not only in the Mets system, but the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, and that is catcher Francisco Alvarez, age 21, who got a small taste of the big leagues at the end of this past season, where he was able to have some at-bats and pitch hits in a couple of games, but nothing so serious, of course. Alvarez was signed by the Mets in the 2018 international draft and has since then been a power machine. Alvarez jumped up the ranks pretty quickly in the Mets farm system, where in 2019 he thrived and outplayed many in rookie ball. Having 2020 off, many worried that that would impact Alvarez, but it certainly didn't. As 2021, he made the huge jump from starting off in low A all the way to high A. Fast forwarding to 2022, and this is Alvarez's most impactful minor league season by far, where he started off in Double A Binghamton and then got the call up to Triple A in July. The jump to AAA definitely was an adjustment for Alvarez, where he did struggle a tad with simply being a power hitter and what those effects may be. With the Mets' desperation of catching at the MLB, they called up Alvarez in late September once a playoff spot was already clinched. Where Alvarez played in 5 games, he only caught 2 of them. So there's a little bit of a backstory of Francisco Alvarez. So now what makes Francisco Alvarez the best prospect for the Mets and MLB? Alvarez is one of the most exciting prospects in baseball. He is mainly known for his insane raw power. Alvarez shows a knack for always finishing a barrel from the right side of the plate, as well as having great strength, bat speed, and swing path. Alvarez has a stocky 5'11", 220-pound frame that assists with his power production. Compact swinging gives his bat some juice. These are swinging mechanics that create hard pull side and weak opposite field on line drives, with his front leg that generally locks out and creates more than less contact in the zone. Alvarez does a good job balancing his swing with potential power and more than average amount of contact. Buck Showalter's Major League staff certainly took note of Alvarez's plus pop in spring, noting that his homers looked Major League quality even then. Offensively, this dude is going to be a scary hitter with his insane power and could help the youngster become one of baseball's best offensive backstops once he is in Queens. Alvarez being a catcher makes it more exciting, considering the Mets haven't really had an elite catcher in quite some time now. The Mets are knowledgeable that he has been working greatly to become an average defensive backstop, hoping his framing and blocking can at least come to his bat. Behind the dish, Alvarez has average receiving and blocking skills. Passable as a catcher right now, can only improve from this point forward given his age. Perfect stocky frame for a catcher with his plus athleticism, and has plenty of time to improve. It's definitely going to be exciting watching him catch guys like Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Kodai Senga, Edwin Diaz, David Peterson, and many more guys. Francisco Alvarez is going to be a beast. Whether he starts the 2023 season for the Mets, starts off in AAA, that is a story for another day, yet alone the number 1 prospect in baseball. Alrighty, baseball fans, and that is the end of this video. Please feel free to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and please, baseball fans, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on these New York Mets prospects? I'd be very interested to hear. Till next time, baseball fans, see ya. LFGM.